A Gegenpress tactic that takes lower league teams and brings them to the Premier League and some serious glory? Yeah, this one I want to see. This one is called the Gengenpress 4-2-3-1 lower league to top. It looks like they tested it out with Crew. I believe that's Crew Alexandria, right? But there is a nice description saying that it was created with Gegenpress style with flexibility, fluidity, and balanced roles and duties. Tactic is extremely good against higher teams, and you can change the mentality to balance according to the opposition. Easy to achieve back-to-back promotion with smaller teams, and with right additions, you can challenge the Giants. They did show a picture saying that they beat Manchester City 3-0, so it can work. Their opposition instructions: take advice from the assistant and hard tackle the wingers and fullbacks. There is definitely more there, so definitely check it out when you get a chance. But if you like this formation and you have a lower league team, might be one to check out. But we're going to check it out with our three teams of Liverpool, Aston Villa, and our championship side of Ipswich Town. But first up, the Premier League. Well, looking at the Premier League table, it's not just for the little teams. Liverpool winning the league, tied for points, but on goal differential to Manchester City. But 93 points is a great tally for them. 86 goals, very well done. Aston Villa, however, it did not work all that well. I mean, it worked fine, but we have definitely seen them higher with higher point tallies. 69 is on the lower side. 83 goals, though, is pretty nice. Unfortunately, though, domestic cups, after beating Aston Villa in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup, they do lose out to Manchester City in the Carabao quarters, 0-1, and then FA Cup fifth round as well to Manchester City. However, they do get two trophies this season. Europa League final 0-1 over Benfica. Very well done after beating the likes of Borussia Dortmund, RB Salzburg, and Sevilla. Not bad. Competitions. It's hard to beat winning the Premier League. I mean, getting first place is fantastic. You do tie pretty much with Manchester City, but goal differential is well above theirs, so very well done. Winners of the Europa League. Unfortunately, the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, Carabao Cup quarters, but still, FA Cup fifth, not so much. Stats-wise for Liverpool, only 19 goals, topping the list for Nunez and Jota, though. 18 for Diaz, Salah only with 13. Assists, 15 for Trent, and 11s for Diego Jota and Szoboszlai, and nothing else in the double digits. But a slew of green here, 7-2-2 for Virgil. That's pretty nice. We don't see him up there in the list very often. As we switch to Aston Villa's domestic cup run, we've already seen Carabao Cup fourth round out against Liverpool in penalties. They did get to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, but out against Arsenal 1-2. Unfortunately, in the Europa Conference League, they drop out in the round of 16. They do win against AEK, even though Zaniolo was sent off, but in the home or the away run, 1-3 loss. Ouch. So overall, sixth place in the Premier League. As I don't even know if it's average. I wouldn't say it's all that great. Knocked out in the round of 16 is pretty awful in the Europa Conference League. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, not bad, but fourth round of the Carabao Cup, But still, I mean, it's against Liverpool. Squad wise, you could see 32 goals for Ollie Watkins. I missed that one. 21 for Moussa Diaby and 20 for Zaniolo. A fantastic three right there. Assists, 14 for Diaby and Luis, not too bad. An average rating, Douglas Luis with a 7.33. Data hub for Liverpool, attacking minded through the roof, but goals is pretty down, interestingly enough. And as is fouls per game, that's sometimes things are just all over the place and blooming around, but this one shifted over to the right side, I guess. Goals per game, 2.26. 0.63 conceded is pretty nice. 0.96 expected goals against. Not bad. And then Aston Villa actually shifted that way as well. So pretty nice themselves. Goals per game, pretty, down from where for Liverpool usually sits. But overall, it's pretty nice. But general performance, 2.18 goals per game is pretty nice. They usually don't get over 2. But conceded and expected goals against is both 1.39. You definitely need to bring that down a little bit. Premier League stats. Liverpool with the 2.45 points per game. Aston Villa all the way in 6th with 1.82, just like the table. But most goals, Liverpool with 86 goals, 83 for Aston Villa, so 1 and 2 is fantastic to see. Fewer shots against Liverpool in 2nd with 300, tied with Tottenham. 7th place for Aston Villa with 379. Most possession, 55 to 54%. And then best pass completion, Liverpool in 8th with 88. Most shots for Liverpool in 1st with 674, and Aston Villa in 2nd with 632. But now this is the one I wanted to see. Ipswich Town in the championship, not quite the lower leagues, but how did it do for them? Well, 4th place. Didn't really work all that well, unfortunately. 94 points is pretty nice, don't get me wrong. Only 1 point away from 3rd place, but overall, 107 goals is fantastic, topping the list right there. But they still only get 4th, and they lose out in the semifinals Unfortunately, 5-2 on aggregate against Norwich. Domestic Cups, not a fantastic run. Carabao Cup second round against Portsmouth is where you're out, and then FA Cup fifth round against Exeter. Overall, fourth place in the championship is pretty nice. However, you can't even get past the semifinals, so you definitely need to work on that playoff run a little bit better. FA Cup fifth round, Carabao Cup second round, Squad-wise, though, some green there at least. 13 goals for Connor Chaplin, West Burns, and Broadhead with 12 apiece. Hurst all the way down. 6 starts, 5 goals. Yawn. 17 assists for Leif Davis, though. He's the big hooray. And then a 715 for him as well. Championship stats, we do see Ipswich Town in third with points per game with a 1.96. Most goals, though, tops of the list, 109. Few shots against in sixth with 423. Most possession with 55%. And then most shots for Ipswich Town in first was 767, and that's it. Tactically, this is how we are lining up. We have a sweeper keeper in attack, wingback on the left in support, an inverted fullback in defend on the right, central defenders in defend in the central spots. There are a couple of individual instructions. A CM in support on the line next to a Carolero in support, an inside forward in attack on both sides with an AM in support in the middle, and an advanced forward in the middle up front in attack. Positive mentality, in possession, pass into space, play out of defense, passing directness is slightly shorter, tempo is higher, and mixed crosses. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute to the center backs, and take short kicks. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, and step up more. But now overall, how'd this do for our three teams? Well, Ipswich Town in fourth is pretty nice. Unfortunately, this playoff run was not. Semifinals pretty much blew for Ipswich Town, but fourth place is a nice place to build on for next season, I guess. We have definitely seen a lot worse tactics than this. But if we look at Aston Villa and Liverpool, topping the charts, can't beat that. I mean, you are tied on points with Manchester City, but the goal differential being the key there. I mean, Manchester City and Liverpool just kind of neck to neck all the time usually. Sixth place for Aston Villa, though, is a bit down. You definitely could have brought them up a bit. 3 points off of fourth place. Maybe if you took control of this yourself, you could do a little bit better, do your own transfers, tweaks, training, things like that, and you could get up into those spots. But overall, can't say that it's a bad tactic at all. Look at the description, figure out what you need to do and to change things up, and you could have a real winner. But that's it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.